Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
What's poppin', Fantasy Champs? I'm so pumped. I spent the last 5 days scouting quarterbacks for the NFL draft, and about 3 days on Zach Wilson and 2 accidental full days on Mac Jones.
And then none on
it. No. Justin Fields took me about a day and a half, and Trey Lance, I watched a half hour. No, actually, I probably spent like 3 hours on him, but it's not bad. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about free agency in a recap form for the most part. Yeah. What were you saying right before we jumped on the show?
I was just asking you if this was the show we're doing.
Yeah, this is the show we're doing. I'm 100% sure.
I understand now. Okay. I get that now. But at the time, I was like,
so,
which one are we doing?
Welcome on to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Morgan Colby. I got Rick Lemon with me as always.
What's going on?
It's going to be an interesting show. Like I said, we're doing a free agency recap. So we're going to go over some guys that signed, not included in last week's show. It shouldn't take too long. It's probably going to be like 5 or 6 players that we'll talk about. So we'll jump into that. Before we do, check out our website, thefantasychampions.com. Follow us on Twitter, @TheFFChamps, on Instagram, @TheFantasyChampions. You can like us at Facebook.com/TheFantasyChampions. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any other podcasting platforms, please leave a review, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friendones. If you are watching on YouTube, subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button, break it in half, and all that good stuff. I don't know why people want to get aggressive with the subscribe button. Maybe just softly tap it. Be gentle.
Promote the opposite of what everybody else
whatever. Yeah. And then click the bell for notifications so you get a notification every time we post a podcast, video, whatever. And then like and comment down below. Comment your favorite location of any of the players.
Or least favorite.
Yeah, like whatever. Your favorite fantasy footballs. You hate Aguilar. Well, disagree on Mac Jones.
I would say
I don't even disagree with you on Nelson Aguilar, but I don't hate him.
Like, yeah, it's
I don't hate him that bad.
Not with you.
Yeah. I'm just like, why? I was looking at base salaries for those 2 contracts too. It was like $1 million base for both Kendrick Bourne and what the crap is his name? Nelson Aguilar.
Aguilar?
Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about some free agent signings over the past week? Which free agency start last week?
Yeah, just about a week, I think.
Oh, it feels like way longer than that.
I think it was Tuesday.
Or
no, it was Monday.
Monday started the tampering period, so I guess a week ago. Yeah,
a week. Yeah.
So at the quarterback position, we obviously talked about Dak Prescott signing last week. I don't know if we talked about Winston re-signing with New Orleans, but he ended up re-signing. I don't know how they worked that out because they had no cap space, but he's going back to New Orleans.
It was a pretty cheap deal.
Probably going to start, would be my guess.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm kind of scared. I have in a dynasty league both Winston and Taysom Hill.
If I had to bet, I would say Jameis starts, but like it's honestly like 55-45. Like I really don't.
What is it? QBBC? Quarterback
honestly, with Taysom Hill. I mean, with Sean Payton maybe.
And then Mitch Trubisky signed with Buffalo.
Backup quarterback.
They signed him for a pretty decent chunk of change too, so that's interesting. Was it 1 year? Yeah, 1 year. Yeah. And then Fitzpatrick to Washington. He just keeps going to every team.
I know. Still starting in year like 16.
What is he in pursuit of?
Starting point for every NFL
like Brady
team.
left New England. His goal was to win a championship with another team. What is Fitzmagic's goal here?
To keep playing in the league. I don't know.
To stay alive.
Yeah. He plays just well enough to earn another shot.
Now, last year we had Alex Smith, Haskins, other things there in Washington. What does this do for your Terry McLaurin love and Antonio Gibson and Curtis Samuel? Because he's signed there too. But
I like it a lot for McLaurin actually because Fitzpatrick has a history of targeting the number 1 guy.
Yeah, okay.
Like a Devontae Parker.
Fair enough.
For Gibson, I'm not really sure it does much for him or even Curtis Samuel. And I don't think it does like much for Washington as a team either. Like it's, I don't really think he's at this point in his career.
I think he's a winner. Well, at least he wants to win.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera.
I mean, winner.
Ron Rivera like and Ryan Fitzpatrick. What are the chances they draft a quarterback and then he just goes to the bench, just like last year? Poor guy. I feel so bad. I'd be like,
it's possible.
Poor Fitzmagic. I think this is really good for McLaurin. I mean, he has done pretty The thing that's disappointing is that I kind of sold all my McLaurin shares to you and others, but I got like multiple first round picks from all of them, and then I looked at like where Terry McLaurin finished the last couple of years. He was like the highest he finished was like wide receiver 16 or 15 or something like that, right?
Was he not wide receiver like 10 last year? Or he got
2019.
His rookie year was 2019.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
And then last year, I'm pretty sure he was wide receiver 10, but at least through before he got hurt.
Okay, so 2019.
This was him as a rookie. So I mean, he's probably lower.
Okay.
Yeah, wide receiver 27.
You saw him. I didn't see him. And then last year was 2020. So last year he was wide receiver 20.
I'm pretty sure he
wide receiver 21 through 15 games.
Yeah. What is it through week 1 through like 14? Because he played like on one leg through the last like 3 weeks of the season.
Wide receiver 17.
Okay, I'm trying here. Week 1 through 12.
Week 1 through 12 for Terry McLaurin is...
Keeps going up. 14.
Yeah.
What about week 1?
Stop it. I'm not doing this anymore. All right, I'll do 1 through 10.
There was a time where he was number like 9.
Oh, there he is, number 10.
See, he keeps going up. Okay. So like the first half of the season, he was...
But anyway, he ended the season as the wide receiver 21, which is all that matters. So you give me 2 first-round picks in a dynasty league, Superflex dynasty league
in his second year,
the wide receiver 21. Yeah, that's fair enough. Anyway, I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to help T-Mac.
And it was a one quarterback league. And both first-round picks, it was like pick 8 and 10.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point. Frick. I traded them both away, I think. Yeah. So anyway, Ryan Fitzmagic going there. I think it's the best quarterback that Terry McLaurin has had.
That's really, really sad, but I think you might be right.
Yeah, so we'll see if it helps him at all. I'm just waiting for that guy to come in and help him up to that top 10 range. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. And then everyone else, the quarterback.
Like for quarterbacks.
Yeah, everyone else at quarterback is just completely
I think we talked about Aaron Jones already.
Yes. Signed a 4-year deal, so we don't need to spend time on it.
Chris Carson back to the Seahawks.
What does that do for you?
It's kind of gross. Rip Rashad Penny.
Yeah, I'm so mad. He's like, I'm not coming back to Seattle.
And DJ
goes back to Seattle.
Yeah, and it's going to be the same thing it was. It might even be worse for Chris Carson because they might try to get Penny more involved this year and do an RBBC. So have fun with that.
I've been kind of like off every year. Carson. I don't like these undrafted running backs. Phillip Lindsay, Chris Carson.
Yeah, but Chris Carson has been.
Chris Carson's actually been good. I'm not that Phillip Lindsay has not.
Phillip Lindsay was good.
So much Phillip Lindsay hate in the comments for some reason. People love him. It's regardless of how good he is. He could fumble 25 times in a game, and they'd be like, "That guy's great."
His story is very good. Yes.
But anyway, so Chris,
he's a good guy too.
For me, Chris Carson, I haven't really decided because the last couple of years I've kind of faded on him a little bit. I wasn't even on the train, to be honest with you. But then what happens is during the season, I'm like, okay, Carson, I like this, and then I try to trade for him, and no one will let me have him.
Carson, I think though was at his peak the last 2 seasons.
Okay.
At this point, he's 26.
You don't think he's got 1 year left in the tank?
No, he'll be good. But Penny last year didn't play at all. He was their first round pick. They're gonna try to use him. Remember before he got injured, Penny had almost taken over for Carson.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be honestly a full RBBC, but with Carson maybe like a 55-45, and then they'll sprinkle in DJ Dallas in there.
What round do you want Chris Carson in?
Probably
I would say fourth
or fifth.
Yeah. And he'll probably end up being a second round pick.
Yeah, no thanks.
Or a third round pick. Fournette is still fielding offers from his many suitors.
Could be New England. Could be Tampa. Could be those are the only
New England.
Yeah,
playoff Lenny in New England.
That was the one that a lot of people were.
Frick you, Brady.
Just
but then he gets. They'll probably sign James White. Yeah, he doesn't even want Leonard Fournette. I want to spend a small amount of time on this, and then another signing that was a couple of running back signings that were very intriguing, and I'm kind of mad about. We talked about the Mark Ingram to Houston deal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which, by the way, so we can get out of the way as well. Phillip Lindsay also to Houston. It's not on this list, but he signed with Houston. So they signed Mark Ingram. They have David Johnson, and they also signed Phillip Lindsay. That is a crap show.
Yeah, do not draft David Johnson.
Every year there's like
you know who's going to draft David Johnson?
Someone in our league. Yeah. Do not stay away from Houston this year.
Yeah, I have David Johnson in the staff league, and I'm not happy about that one bit. I was getting lazy because I've been trying to rebuild this one dynasty league, man. I forgot about all my other dynasty leagues.
I know, me too. I've kind of been focusing on the one.
Anyway, so we'll start with Kenyon Drake to the Las Vegas Raiders. If this doesn't tank Josh Jacobs' entire existence. Okay, first question. Why do the Raiders hate Josh Jacobs?
I don't understand this one. I think they hate. See, I don't. So Devontae Booker, who they used a lot last year, signed with the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I think their plan for Drake is to use him like they used Booker last year, with maybe slightly more usage,
passing downs.
Yeah. So
like he was used in Miami,
kind of, but even less. I actually think this is gonna hurt Drake more than it's gonna hurt Jacobs, but it's gonna hurt both guys. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacobs. And where did he go in our early mock, right? Was he like 14, 15?
Yeah.
Overall, he was a second-round pick. Are you trying to take Josh Jacobs in the first 2 rounds now?
No. I would be okay with like the 4th or the 5th, maybe the 6th round.
Oh, if he's in the 6th, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, I'm not out on
4th,
Josh Jacobs.
He's probably going to go in like the 3rd or 4th.
I don't know.
I don't want him in the 3rd.
I
would take him in the 4th, though.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have no freaking clue what they're doing over there, and because they also got rid of all their freaking offensive linemen too.
Yes,
so
their offensive line is worse, and they signed Kenyon Drake, and it's like I don't understand.
I really don't get it. I was trying to find.
What were
probably have to go through a paywall, but I found an analytic on this website where it shows me the graph of where the player has gone.
Okay.
In redraft for ADP and how the ADP dropped. I wanted to see it for Josh Jacobs, but anyway, forget about that. I should have pulled it up mid-show. Yeah. Or I shouldn't have pulled it up
Drake
mid-show.
has like no redraft or dynasty.
I feel like he could be a like 10th to 15th round selection.
He will.
To be a decent flex play against a good matchup. So he should be washed. Yeah, he's very strong handcuff. He should be rostered in most leagues, and he'll probably be one of your premier bench players if you draft incorrectly.
Right.
But anyway, I think the effect more has, because Drake, even if he went back to Arizona, I don't know, like, what if he went back to Arizona, what round would you have taken him in?
Probably like the 5th, 6th.
Yeah, so I'm right there with you. I wasn't excited about Kenyon Drake anymore, and I didn't think he was going to have that much upside. I think on the Raiders system, if they use him as like a slot receiver,
are they going to use him like that?
I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. This is such a freaking questionable backfield. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I'm not going to try to
headline
pretend.
is funny too on NBCSports.com.
Yeah.
Where you go back, bro?
Oh, sorry. Forgive me.
Drake to Vegas is fantasy disaster.
It's so true. I'm trying to find a report that said this particular on it's not Roto World anymore. It's Sports Edge on NBCSports.com. But anyway, it says he profiles as the Raiders' passing down back while Jacobs runs between the tackles on early downs and near the goal line. This is one of the most puzzling transactions in free agency. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably how they're going to utilize him. And as the passing down back, if he gets 7 to 8 carries a game and like 4 to 5 catches, that's 12 opportunities. Yeah. And he's had one fantasy, when he's not the starter, he's had 1 fantasy point per opportunity most of the time. So, he could get you 160 fantasy points next year, Kenyon Drake, but I think that's hitting the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's hitting the ceiling on him.
That's 100% hitting.
Yeah. So, but what is it? That's 10 points a game. Next year is going to screw everything up because I heard completely unrelated to fantasy news, but we're most likely getting 17 games next year, so that's going to screw everything up. But anyway, so yeah, as far as Josh Jacobs is concerned, I still think he has some value, but not as a 3-down back. So, but he didn't really pass catch at all last year anyway. So if he still gets, what did he get last year? 300 carries or 280 carries?
Jacobs?
Yeah.
Something like, he did have a lot of carries.
I just want to pull it up real fast before we move on.
Is he going to have that many carries again, though?
It depends on how many carries. He had 273, which is number 3 in the NFL.
I think that probably goes down like
and 33 receptions. So yeah.
And that might go down too.
If this goes down to 250, I still think he's a valuable.
Yeah, then that's why I mean,
4th, 5th round is probably okay. I'm curious to see where people actually put him.
The offensive line though too. I remember that.
Fair enough. So that's one of the stupidest signings I've ever heard. Another one that I'm curious to get your take on it is Jamal Williams to James Conner has not signed yet, by the way. But Jamal Williams signed a 2-year deal with the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
I haven't broken down the new coaching staff and coordinator. I believe their coordinator it's not Darrell Bevel, is it?
I think so.
Because he's a workhorse guy, so
I think it is Darrell Bevel. Hold on.
I don't know what this does for DeAndre Swift. Some people are nervous that DeAndre Swift is going to get slapped in the face and his fantasy value is going to drop. I don't know that should Jamal Williams concern fantasy managers?
Oh, it's Anthony Lynn is their offensive coordinator, but who's their head coach?
You know who their head coach is. Detroit Lions.
It's about honor.
It's about honor.
Oh, so it's Anthony Lynn.
Wow. That man got a job?
Of course, bro. He was the head coach.
I love Anthony Lynn.
Yeah. But
anyway,
unfortunately, the Lions.
So what did Anthony Lynn last year? He liked to use.
He did use multiple running backs,
but
he definitely had a favorite,
which was Austin.
So I think that's probably what they'll do too.
He loves running backs, which is probably why they brought in Jamal Williams. I'm not concerned.
He also loved Melvin Gordon, if you remember.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not concerned about DeAndre Swift in the slightest.
I'm not either. Jamal Williams is not someone I'm too concerned about. It might give him a slight hit, like you might drop him like 1 or 2 spots, but it's not something that you're really overly concerned about. I think he's going to really compete with Kerryon Johnson.
My wayward son.
Yeah, as like the third down back, but I think Swift will get the majority of the work.
Fair enough. I do want to like break it down further in the offseason when we start doing our projections to see how many opportunities that a guy like Jamal Williams will actually get. But we'll see, because Jamal Williams was heavily utilized in Green Bay, and that was just their system. So I think the assumption is for people that Jamal Williams will become the featured guy. You know what I mean? Or not become the featured guy. I didn't mean to say that. That Jamal Williams will become I guess not the featured guy in the offense, but have a role in the offense that's larger than what you would want. Whereas I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he's just he's a piece to what they want to do, similar to what Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler were in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Damian Williams was cut by the Chiefs. I told you this was going to happen as soon as he opted out. He's going to get shafted by the Chiefs.
I don't know where he goes, to be honest. Todd Gurley still hasn't signed yet, and it looks like from the latest reports that he doesn't look like he's going to go back to Atlanta.
Really?
The article I just read said top options were Kansas City, San Francisco, and hold on, let me see the other one.
Wait. What are the top options? I would love him in San Francisco, by the way. I would get sweaty.
Back with was he ever with Kyle Shanahan? Oh yeah, when was he?
I don't remember.
No, Kyle Shanahan wasn't. Did he come from the Rams? No, he didn't. No. It was Atlanta, but it was before Gurley was there. Thinking out loud. Anyway, the LA Chargers were the third one.
Why?
I don't.
Anywhere would be better than Atlanta's offensive
actually, LA Chargers might not be awful, but because he would play a specific role.
I do like him in San Francisco too.
Yuck. I don't.
Why?
Because they have a gazillion running backs.
A gazillion running backs that they wouldn't use anymore because Todd Gurley's there.
Yeah, if it's Todd Gurley from 2018, not
true.
Todd Gurley anymore. It's like Le'Veon Bell. So
there's a lot of free agent running backs that signed. We're not going to go over all of them. Lamar Miller signed with Washington. I wanted to mention that one. Is that at all concerning for Antonio Gibson? Because some people are like, "Oh my God, Antonio Gibson! There you go, Lamar Miller." Yeah, didn't he get like cut?
Yeah,
by the team that he signed with.
New England, I think actually. Last year
he was here.
Yeah, for like a week.
Wow.
And then they cut him.
And then so there were 2 more deals. The running back position that I wanted to talk about. Marlon Mack going back to Indianapolis. This one's a more concern. This is probably outside of the Kenyon Drake deal to the Raiders. This one's is one of the most concerning deals that I think I've seen. Not because I don't believe that they think that Jonathan Taylor, thank you for reminding me of what that name was. I didn't even know you did.
Yeah, I didn't at all. I was just sat there.
I was just looking at you like,
because I was reading. Sorry.
Anyway, so yeah, I think they brought Jonathan Taylor in last year. Marlon Mack hurt his foot, and he actually had a really, Jonathan Taylor actually had a really, really good rookie season. He was RB1, and I think a lot of people did not expect Marlon Mack to return to the team,
including me.
And so he's back, and it's starting to make me think that they do want to go with an RBBC.
100%.
And I don't like that.
To be fair, though, could you make the argument that he's just going to replace who was the third running back that they used last year?
Jordan Wilkins.
Yeah, could you make the argument that he's just going to replace Wilkins?
No. I think I don't know what they freaking draft. I don't know what they brought him in for, to be honest with you.
Scary.
Muddying backfield is what this is doing. So does this affect your draft capital or stock on Jonathan Taylor?
I think it has to a little bit.
Okay.
Because Marlon Mack was such a force for that team 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When it comes to carries and such. So
right.
And he was solid. Like, he wasn't bad. He's only 25.
Yeah.
Granted, he is coming off a major injury. Okay. It's a small deal. It's only $2 million a year.
It might just be
the problem is
a prove it deal.
Sure, absolutely, but we don't know. We don't know with that coaching staff and how they used kind of an RBBC last year as well.
I think it's
concerning. I think
the unknowns should drive Jonathan Taylor down the board, and it makes me more concerned to draft a guy like that in the first round.
I don't want to draft him in the first round anymore.
Is the second round a comfortable spot for you, or
I'd feel a lot better about it? Yeah.
Okay, I would be second or third. And I hate to say that because I think he's going to get drafted in the first round because a lot of people are going to be like, this is why he's not going to, you sign a running back who was on the team the year before. I feel like, not that you care that much, it's a business and you don't want to really care about personal feelings, but Marlon Mack was supposed to have a really good year last year and leave and get a contract.
Right.
And he tore his Achilles. So maybe it's a little bit of I like the player. I'm going to sign him.
Yeah.
And see what he can do.
He was supposed to be in that Drake, Fournette, Carson range.
If they split, it could be a huge, huge, huge bust for your fantasy team if you draft Jonathan Taylor that high. So I'm curious to see where he goes because if he ends up being a third, fourth round pick, I'll smash the draft.
Oh, yeah. I'll fly all over that.
I'll be like, nah, never mind. I'm not going to say that.
What was the other one you wanted to talk about?
Malcolm Brown.
Do you want to talk about Malcolm?
Signed an undisclosed deal. I don't really know. Is it disclosed now?
I don't know.
Anyway, he signed with Miami.
Yeah.
Is this because Myles Gaskin was not necessarily like a lock to be the starter anyway. If they don't do anything else at running back, does this mean this is going to be like a split between Malcolm Brown and Myles Gaskin?
If it is, then jump all over Myles Gaskin because I think he's better than Malcolm Brown.
Fair enough. I don't like it at all because
I still think Miami's.
I think if Gaskin was like a second round pick in previous years, I would not be worried about the signing at all. But the fact that he's not, I'm a little bit more concerned.
I think Miami's going after Najee Harris. All the rumors have been pointing towards that, but
really,
yeah, because they have
the back end first.
Yeah, the back end first.
Yeah, but if they draft the offensive lineman at 3, and then they're gonna use their later first round pick on a wide receiver.
Well, will they after their receiver signing? They put a lot of. We'll talk about it. You want to talk about it now?
Hold on a second.
Into it.
I forgot what receiver they signed, to be honest with you, but all running backs are done. Go ahead, Rick.
They signed Will Fuller.
That's right.
What was the contract?
That one happened in the middle of the night.
I was so angry, by the way. No, I didn't. It happened because I was at the gym and I texted the group chat. Remember?
Stop it! Don't make me look bad. I feel like it was the middle of the night, and that's what it was.
Because I was like, "Oh, I love that," and then I thought about it. And I'm like, maybe not. I don't know. and then you were laughing or whatever.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see what the contract was.
I like that description.
I got so angry though because I'm like, the Patriots really spent that much on Nelson Aguilar, and then Will Fuller signed for that. To be fair, Will Fuller is going to be out the first
1-2 weeks of the season.
First few weeks of the season, yeah. It was a 1-year deal worth $9.6 million. So it's essentially less.
Yeah, with $3 million in incentives. No one says the incentive part of the Patriots deals.
So, yeah, true. So with that move, the Dolphins, they still might draft a receiver, but it makes it less certain. Because now they have Will Fuller, Devontae Parker. They still have Preston Williams, Mike Gesicki. They have some guys.
I think Jamar Chase is going to Cincinnati, by the way.
I don't know if I like that or not.
I haven't decided.
I actually do love that, but it hurts T. Higgins because Jamar Chase is
no, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt T. Higgins.
think it hurts Boyd.
I think
hurts one of them.
Boyd.
It's gonna hurt one of them.
I think Boyd needs to go, to be honest with you, because at this point.
Anyway, Will Fuller signed with the Dolphins. I love it. If they don't do anything else, which is a big if, I love that.
Okay.
If they add a receiver, then it's like, I don't know. But I think there's a chance that he could be a real.
I'm gonna say this.
Target haul.
In Houston, he was getting targets, a lot of targets.
Yeah.
And I think the role that Devontae Parker is going to have in that offense is going to fill more of the target share. And I think that Will Fuller is going to be like a down the field like threat where he's not going to get a high target. He's going to be like Brandon Cooks.
Depends how
he's going to get like 100 to 110
There's
targets.
There's 2 ways they could use Will Fuller. They could use him like you said, or they could use him as like the number one guy where
he's not a slot receiver.
He's to his security blanket. Well, he played the slot last year.
He didn't play the slot last year.
He played more than slot than he's had in the past.
Right. But
so he can play. He can play either role. He is more of a vertical guy, but he can play either role just fine. I think it has a very high ceiling of working, but it could also bust.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things that could work out really well, but also couldn't. But I don't mind it. I think it's one of his better spots outside of Houston with Deshaun. Because remember how we were saying like if he doesn't go back to Houston, Deshaun Watson gets traded and all that stuff. Like there's not a lot where Will Fuller could really succeed. I think he has the chance to succeed in Miami. Kenny Golladay obviously signed that massive deal with the New York Giants for, was it 4 years, $72 million?
Yeah.
I mean, that was...
Does that make you feel a little bit better about the Pats not signing Golladay?
No. Because we had the money.
All right. Well, not anymore.
I honestly wanted Will Fuller or Juju.
Okay. Yeah,
fair enough.
But anyway, Golladay to the Giants. It took me a little bit. Like you have to sleep on that one a little bit. I like it. I do.
Yeah.
I think it's not a bad landing spot. I don't see. Here's the thing. Now you got Golladay. You have Evan Ingram. You have Saquon Barkley. You have a slightly improved offensive line from some of the draft picks over the last couple of years.
Well, Andrew Thomas, we'll see. He wasn't great his rookie year. Yeah. But he was like the 5th overall pick, or 4th overall. So we'll
see.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the offense has improved. So at this point, me and Rick were talking about this before the show. It's all on...
if Daniel Jones...
It's all on Daniel Jones.
It's like people were saying with Cam Newton, like after the Patriots moves, they're like, if Cam Newton's not good this year, then he's clearly washed.
But if Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, and who's the other guy they had?
Evan Ingram?
No.
Oh, last year, Golden Tate.
If those guys can have some form of success when they're not hurt, which was never, then I think that Kenny Golladay can come in. Now, this is another injury-prone wide receiver.
He's another injury, yeah.
But when he's on the field, I think he's going to be a guy that gets 7 to 9 targets a game and can pull down some touchdowns. And
5 catches for like 80 yards.
Yeah, he's going to be a featured guy in the offense. So I don't think this hurts Kenny Golladay. I actually kind of like it better than him being with Jared Goff. To be completely
I like
honest
it better than Goff, but I don't like it better than what he was last year at Stafford.
Yeah, fair
and what
enough.
But yeah, he'll be fine still. Where do you think he's gonna get drafted?
I would say about
he was like a 3rd rounder.
I would say the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, 4th or 5th round.
But I do think he actually might get hyped into the 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah, I'm not taking him there.
Which I don't know that I would be able to pull that off. Maybe 3rd round, but not higher.
Yeah.
And then Juju re-signed with the Steelers. What the frick, Juju? I mean, honestly, I was mad.
He's loyal.
No, you know what? Frick loyalty.
To his boys.
He literally texted them and said, "I'm not coming back," and then was like, "Hi guys, I'm back."
No, he said he doesn't think he'll come back because the Steelers weren't like giving him a lot.
Yeah.
And he tested the market and nobody was giving him a lot. So he was like, "Screw it, I'm coming back."
I want to get more cash.
The Chiefs and Ravens offered him more money.
No, you know why I'm really mad? I've chased Claypool in many dynasty leagues.
If he went to the Chiefs, though, I don't know why he turned that down. He must be really loyal to the Steelers.
That's
fans,
a dumb deal.
You got a loyal player.
What was a 1-year deal with the Chiefs?
They were all 1-year deals, yeah. But I think the Chiefs are 1 year at $10 million.
the Chiefs and go for a Super Bowl, you dummy.
He literally would have replaced Sammy Watkins, and you know how good, dude. If Juju signed with the Chiefs, pants would have been off. But yeah, I mean, back with the Steelers,
he's a low end. He's a low end wide receiver too with the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be like a 5th round pick again. Right.
Yeah, I would say yeah. And especially with Claypool and Deontay Johnson being there now, I don't see Juju having inordinate amount. Like that's why I don't understand why he went back. Like he would have gotten 140 something targets. Like, did you see how many targets Sammy Watkins got with the Chiefs?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like he would have gotten all that target
if he
share
went to the Chiefs,
on a really good football team.
But if he went to the Ravens, though, which was I think
that would have been
It would have been worse.
That would be such a juju thing to do, though. Freak you, Steelers. I'm going to the Ravens. I wonder how
Is
often.
it though? Because now he's all of a sudden like he's like
he's loyal to the Steelers.
Yeah.
Just whatever, man.
Yeah. T.Y. Hilton. I think from everything I've seen is he's going back to the Colts, but I don't think he's officially signed. So like a team could swoop him.
So Michael Pittman moving up my draft board.
I think he's waiting for like
A deal, so an offer.
he's waiting for someone to give him a lot of money, but he has an offer from the Colts like on the table. So he's seeing like he's really truly testing the market.
You don't have any market, my friend. Yeah. Corey Davis signing with the Jets. Do you like that?
Oh yeah, no, I mean
Zach Wilson.
maybe. I'm not like yeah. I want to see that first. To be honest, like let's see how that works.
Yeah.
On paper though,
Who did they sign? Didn't they sign another freaking wide receiver?
I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough.
He's gonna be the number one guy.
Yo, John
right?
Ross went to the Giants.
Yeah, he did.
Let's go, dude. Maybe he'll be more than the wide receiver 3.
No, he'll be wide receiver 4 probably.
Dang it.
Yeah, Corey Davis, Denzel Mims. I mean,
It could
Jamison Crowder, like they're not
work.
awful.
Did they resign Crowder?
I think they have Crowder, yeah, back.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
I don't like Corey Davis for fantasy. To be honest with you, now that he went to the Jets, like it wasn't. I already
Isn't
didn't
that a
like
better
him for
situation?
Tennessee. No,
It could be.
stop it. Don't
More targets?
Don't convince yourself. It could.
I don't think Tennessee was a good situation.
It depends
for
on.
him,
It depends on what.
like the Jets. So I don't know if it's gonna be good.
Do you
either,
really want to rely on
but
a rookie quarterback?
I don't know, but I don't think the Titans situation to me was not good for Corey Davis fantasy wise. It's a run first team, and he was the second option, and he was still like the wide receiver like 20 something last year, right?
This is like a surefire
Fantasy?
bust to me. I don't know.
Yeah, probably unless Zach Wilson's legit.
AJ Green signed with Arizona. That does nothing for anything.
Yeah.
So, Curtis Samuel went to the Washington football
could be
team.
decent.
When are they going to get a name? I was thinking about that the other day. I need a name for this
think
football
they
team.
were supposed to get one this year, but I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We like the football team. No, it's stupid. Just name your team.
Curtis Samuel was okay last year, but I think he's the clear number 2 option, and they'll use him a lot.
He's going to be a slot receiver.
Yeah, I think he'll be solid. He'll be
Somebody
okay.
tried to make the argument that the signing was bad for Antonio Gibson by saying to me on Twitter,
There's a lot of people that feel that way.
well, I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. His situation was like, they're going to score. With Curtis Samuel is a good wide receiver, so that means they're going to score faster, which means Antonio Gibson's not going to
that
get
was
a
his
lot
argument.
off. That's what
out
his
of all the things you could have argued.
I know, and then he said he's going to do a lot of end arounds, which is going to take
So that
opportunity
I've
away
heard,
from.
But
That's
like,
a stupid take.
they do end
I don't hate on people's takes, but that's not a good take. That's very like you're saying they're going to do enough end arounds that they're going to lose 15 to 20 touches per game for Antonio Gibson. Like that doesn't hurt him at all. If it hurts anything, it hurts T-Mac, but it doesn't hurt him because I think it helps him. So
yeah.
I don't know what Curtis Samuel's fantasy value is going to be. He's probably end up being like a 13th to 15th round pick again, like he always is. But I actually think he might have some fantasy relevance this year in that system. I'll just have to see how I feel about it as we get closer to the season.
Right. Dude, Marvin Jones signed with the Jaguars. Okay.
Anybody that goes there, that's an interesting signing.
Well, with Trevor Lawrence.
With D-Jax and
they're probably going to draft one too, though.
I said Deshaun
You know,
Jackson is that
there's an
nickname, but
interesting
DJ
rumor that I
Chark
heard
is
today
what
that
I
I
meant to say.
loved.
What?
Unrelated, but that because the Jaguars have a first round pick and the end of the first round as well.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of draft picks, so they're going to use that and package up to like 15 and get Kyle Pitts. Not 15, but like somewhere in that range. So they would have Trevor Lawrence and Kyle Pitts. That'd be lit. Anyway,
so hold on a second. New England Patriots signed Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar when we were on the last podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows my feelings on Nelson Aguilar, who had a good year last year.
I tweeted it. Your reaction was like, you were crushed internally.
I mean,
it's not a bad signing. Sheepers creepers. The deal is not good.
I don't think the deal is good, and I don't think it's a good signing anyway. But that's me. Fantasy related, I don't think you can argue that's not a good signing because he's not going to do anything with Cam Newton.
Fair enough.
Same with Kendrick Bourne. I actually think the more I thought about Kendrick Bourne,
that was a good signing.
I like that more than Aguilar.
Yeah, I think both of these guys
agree
are
with
better than the than the undrafted free agents that we had. You don't agree with it. You don't think? I think Nelson Aguilar is better than Jacoby Myers. But any one of these guys are not good for fantasy. I just wanted to throw it in there. John Brown signed with the Raiders, which I don't think is a horrible signing. He is on the older side, so I don't know what the fantasy. He had some decent fantasy value with Buffalo. I was going to say Los Angeles again. He had some decent fantasy value with Buffalo when he was there, so I don't know that that's going to continue with the Raiders, but maybe it'll pull some stuff off so they can finally get Henry Ruggs involved.
Hopefully.
3 targets a game last year.
Yeah, it's
disgusting. Gross. But I think that's all the wide
you
receivers.
Want to go tight ends?
Do we really need to talk about it?
It's just one team.
Did we talk about it on last week's show?
We did not, actually.
Interesting. So Gerald Everett went to Seattle.
That actually sneaky could be good.
Rob Gronkowski said, I'm going to test the market, and then signed with Tampa Bay.
Literally an hour later.
Yeah, freaking idiot. Kyle Rudolph went to the Giants, which is kind of an interesting deal, but that's not going to help anything. And this is probably one of the most interesting out of all of the tight end signings that I'm intrigued to see how it develops. I said earlier, a couple of months ago on the podcast, right when the season ended, that Jared Cook signing with the Chargers was going to be bad.
Yeah.
And I mean, wow, that Jared Cook was going to be.
Said Jared Cook would be bad.
He was going to be bad. My brain's not working today. But anyway, he signed with the Chargers on an 8-year, $8 million deal. 1 year, $8 million deal. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So that is actually a deal where they would use him. And I was thinking about it today. You were talking about Kyle Pitts a second ago. I was thinking about Kyle Pitts landing spots.
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to talk about tight ends on Thursday's show, but we're not going to. So because the only tight end is the only other tight ends are Pat Freiermuth, I think that's how you say his name, and Brevin
Jordan.
Jordan. Anyway, so but Kyle Pitts could either go to Philadelphia. If he doesn't go there, I think he'll fall to right around where the Chargers and the Vikings are.
I think
the Chargers could go after him. But Jared Cook actually, I think, holds some fantasy value in Los Angeles. Believe it or not.
Wow. Donald Parham.
Oh, you're excited about Donald Parham. Get out of here, dude.
Bro,
did you pick him up?
I did. I picked him up before Hunter Henry even left because I knew.
What a joke.
I didn't know, but I was hoping he would leave.
Anyway, so the two main signings that we'll probably spend the most of the time discussing is Jeff Swam and James O'Shaughnessy. Just kidding.
Bro, shut up.
Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith to New England.
All right.
So I just want to preface this by giving a timeline, but go ahead, talk.
When I first heard Jonnu Smith, I didn't hate it, right? I liked it. But now with Hunter Henry, changes the conversation. I want to ask you, out of these two guys, because we don't have a lot of time left, but who would you rather have for fantasy for next year?
Do you have a gun?
Yep. Gun to your head, you got to pick one of these guys. It's Hunter Henry for me, but it could be either one.
I'm gonna say Hunter Henry. You know how it hurts me.
You think he's worth it? No. Are either of these guys gonna do? I think they'll be good fits. Are they gonna put up big numbers?
I don't know yet.
I don't think they're gonna put up big.
I don't think the Patriots are done at quarterback either. So
Oh, well, that's the Patriot homer in you. I mean, we'll see. I hope not. I hope you're right.
If they get a quarterback like that can actually throw the football, I do think that Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith have fantasy relevance.
Well,
together.
if they do that, then yes.
But with Cam Newton, I was already having trouble with Jonnu Smith. Both of these guys,
like Cam Newton. Is he gonna throw for?
As a Patriots fan, I'm hyped.
What's the max?
As a fantasy football manager, I'm pissed.
What's the max amount of touchdown passes you think Cam Newton could throw in a year? 20
right now? Yeah, I was gonna say 20, but I thought you were gonna yell at me for that being too high.
That's a max, though. That's like an absolute has a career year.
So like no, but 6 to Hunter Henry.
5 to Jonnu.
5 to Jonnu, and then 3 to whoever the running back is.
You know, if Rex Burkhead comes back, he's gonna get 3 or 4.
Dump off passes. Freaking great. No, it'll be Kenneth Gainwell. I'm telling you, man, we're gonna take Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell.
So for Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, though, I really don't like. I think flyers are worth it for them in the later rounds.
Yep.
If you want to draft them. I want to dissect
going out of my way to take these guys.
But they're here's the other thing that you have, because the Patriots signed Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar, which I don't think are going to demand too high of a target share in New England. So Like they might, I don't know, but I think that the highest target share is going to be the two guys who just paid a crap ton of money.
And you can make the argument if they keep N'Keal Harry, I think that changes it. But let's say they trade N'Keal Harry, the only red zone targets, the main guys, are Hunter Henry and Jonnu, and that was a big reason that guys on like NFL Network and ESPN were saying
Jonnu was like a good signing.
Right, was that they're going to be used as red zone guys. And last year, if you watched any Patriots games, that's disgusting. I hate when that happens. If you watched any Patriots games last year, they would get in the red zone and they would just run QB draws, and they had no idea what to do. And
but now they have to cover something.
Now at least you have to cover something, and if they play the QB draw,
scheme wise, it works. We've seen this Patriots offense do this. I will say this. So this is I want to give some this because this will be the last thing we talk about on the show. I want to give you guys some fantasy advice, or just some advice in general to the fantasy community. Sometimes the first take isn't always the best take. Or the hottest take isn't always the best take.
Well, especially that one.
Patience pays off in fantasy football. Jonnu signed.
Yeah.
Do you know how many idiots after the Jonnu signing ran out and made massive trades for Jonnu Smith because they were hyped? And then Hunter Henry the very next day signs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, patience. Wait for things to develop before you start making deals. Well, I was talking to somebody on Twitter, and they were like, I usually wait till after the NFL draft to make any like finalized trades on things in fantasy. And I'm like, that's not a smart, in Dynasty, that's not a smart, and that's not an unsmart thing to do.
It is a smart thing.
It's a very smart thing.
There's one problem with that. You're antsy.
You gotta do stuff. Yeah. So anyway, like I'll make deals, but they're deals that I know are going to be like solid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like getting Antonio Gibson, I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be the guy next year because that's the way their offense runs, right?
Yeah.
I know A.J. Brown's probably going to get 1 million targets, I hope, next year for Tennessee because he's the only guy left, essentially. Right. So anyway, but just Jonnu signed, everyone freaked out. They went out and made massive trades, and then Hunter signed. And it's like, and that killed all the fantasy value. And it's like, patience. Wait at least one day before you start making deals. Like, I can't believe that many people traded for Jonnu. I was one of the lone souls who was like, I don't know about this, guys. I love Jonnu Smith, but I don't know if this is going to be I don't know if this is going to be a good deal for the New England Patriots. So, or not for the New England Patriots, but fantasy.
For fantasy, yeah.
So anyway, those are all the free agent decisions for the 2020 free agency start. If anything happens, we'll keep you updated. Thank you for listening to the podcast. We'll see you on Thursday, my friends.
Talk to you guys later.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube, and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.